Okay, we should have sound now. That image. We have the BBC. At some point, I think we're fine. We're live now. Let me see. Well, hello and welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and we're back on another live stream for Trooping the Color, the King's Birthday Parade. I'm still fixing things around the house, but I wanted to just turn this on. So you had at least you can see the chat. You can see this is one of the streams that we are seeing. I also have the BBC. Let me see. Let me try. Let me see if my magic happens. Yeah, there's the BBC, and there's this. It's working. And system audio at some point. Let me see. Okay, should be able to listen as well. If I'm still checking things around, especially sound. Got my trusty monitors right here. Have been with me for a long time, and I have to do a couple of things. But I wanted to just reunite together a bit earlier, just to check everything and make sure that you are feeling comfortable and, well, that everything is nice. Anything you see or anything you hear that is not working properly, or you think it's not working properly, please let me know. I will be keeping an eye on your comments. I know that yesterday's live was a bit odd because we had this crackling noise. I don't know what was the reason, but I think I fixed it late. So we have this stream. What's I going to do? I'm going to try to. Well, I'm going to keep doing what I was doing here. Again, I think we are scheduled to start in. I think this is scheduled to start in 40 minutes. I will keep doing my stuff right now. Do we have any music? Oh, there's another thing. This is something that I will be repeating a couple times over this live stream. Okay, we got the audio, but you are not listening to the audio. This is not. Let me see if I can play the audio from this stream, and this sounds fine. Everything, it looks fine. It looks fine. So, what are the rules here? There are a couple of rules about this. The first rule is that for copyright reasons, as soon as this live stream ends, I have to make it private. Okay, but I will try to make a quick highlights reel, like a 15-minute video or something like that today, to show you the highlights. Okay, but sadly, okay, the chat, our conversation is gonna be like, old-fashioned conversation. You will not be able to review it later because I have to make this live stream private, because yes, I will be using this stream, and I will be using the BBC One stream as well. So, some of you are already in the house. I will try to keep talking about while I do my stuff. You know that it's a bit difficult to talk, to type and talk, but it's almost impossible. I have tried to read and type. Let's see. So I don't have any music because I'm afraid if I put any music on, I could be just cancelled by copywriting. You know how these issues are. I'm just gonna do a couple things here, and you can keep chatting. And of course, let's make this day about the true protagonists, the king and the royal family. You know what I mean. Radio silence about anything else. Well, you can. It's not radio silence. I'm not a dictator or something. You can, like, express yourself in the comments, but you know what I mean, right? Stripping the color. It's the king's birthday. Let's try to focus on that. Okay, so I'm doing my things right here. I think everything is working well. audio is working fine. I have the we have a stream right now with B sides. Let's see. Let's try to. All right. Signal is going well. I have the BBC signal right here by my side, working nicely. I think we are set up. I think we are set up to enjoy today's birthday parade. I just want to make sure that everything is on point. Let's see. Question, Jesus, are you really typing that fast? It sounds like the typing on a Saturday night. Yes, two things. I don't type that fast. Well, I type to the speed that you were listening. I love mechanical keyboards. I love this clickety. Yes, had that click sound. It's our Cherry MX clicks. If you want to get more technical, I love that sound. That oh my God! I paused the stream. Let me reload. You're nice. Reload. For reasons, at some point of my life, I just typed with two fingers. I think it was until 2014, if I remember correctly. Then I decided to just let me highlight that. I like this comment. And one day, I've told you many times that I have this obsession with efficiency, being more and more efficient every day in everything that I do, in video making, in live stream making, everything. And at some point I said, well, why don't I design my own keyboard layout? And I created I don't use QWERTY. I use a keyboard layout designed by me. The funny thing is that I named that keyboard layout Borges in honor of Jorge Luis Borges. But let me see. Do we have a channel or a stream here with the chat? Yes, we have this screen with the chat. And I optimized my keyboard, my personalized keyboard layout for Spanish, because I was just exclusively working on Spanish back then and was writing like anywhere between 1,000 or 2,000 words daily. So I really needed to learn to type fast. So that's when I learned to touch type with all my fingers. But I said I want to make it even more efficient and reduce the travel of the fingers and whatnot. It's a geek moment. Okay, this is my nerdy side, and that's why I discovered this mechanical keyboards that sound so good, that sound so fun. They're like SNL skit. Let me check if there are flights. Let me check if there are any flights left on our system. And no, I always make typos, and I prefer to just go back and deleting. So yes, that's something that I do. I should be talking about Trooping the Color, by the way. But whatever. Let me read your comments. I'll keep you reading your comments. But I need two things in here. Okay, I need to close this apps here that are not working. The BBC. This is right side of Buckingham Palace. This is on one stream on YouTube. And we have what they're doing. Let's change it. Let's keep it here. Jesus looking sharp, sir. Thank you, Tom. I'm wearing my my coronation tie. I love this tie. I don't like to wear it often because it's one of my favorite ties. I don't know if that makes sense. You know, you see, we don't have. All right, we didn't have sound. I had that humming, the sound of whatever is happening here. Oh, all right. I want to just arrange things around, make sure that I read your comments. I love your comments. That's the idea behind these lives. To be able to comment whatever we want in a respectful manner. Having this interaction. Thank you all for your compliments about how I look. Oh my god, so many rogues from the United States at 4 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Oh my god, this is just incredible. Good morning, good. It's almost like good midnight to you. Okay, it's like I have to. Okay, much better. Everything is just going well. I want to try a couple things here.
Of the Cavalry Mounted Regiment. At the appropriate moment, the ushers will ask you to stand to pay compliments, and they will then...
I'm down. Now we have audio.
If you can't stand, we ask that you please do so. When you are
looking at the horse guards,
can I please ask that you
remember that. Well, let's see. I need to just. Okay, it's gonna this should be working. I'm still trying to test things here, making sure that everything is working correctly. And
medical assistance if required. In the very unlikely event of an incident occurring, the ushers will also advise you on what to do, and I'd be grateful if you would follow their guidance. At the end of the parade, we will conduct a sweep of the parade ground to check for any lost medals, and you are advised to remain seated until the parade ground is open to you. The ushers will tell you again when that is. However, if you wish to depart at any time during the parade, please leave by the exits nearest Block A and Block N, staying behind the barrier line as you go. The Whitehall entrance behind me will close shortly and will remain closed for a short while after the parade.
Okay, maybe just a warning. There's a bit of a drizzle right now. A bit of a drizzle right now. Maybe you will be hearing my clickety-clack keyboard every now and then because I'm trying to. Well, let's see. All right.
You should leave via the north Block A.
Maybe you will be hearing my keyboard every now and then because there are many things I got a bit more familiarized with Trooping the Color over the years, but maybe I will be checking some information on what I see as it is developing. I want to maybe become an actual commentator of Trooping the Color. I was learning a lot about it yesterday. By the way, I said, well, I have to do this better. I You know that I talk about many topics, some of them sometimes unrelated. The BBC is still cooking. We could interact with your comments as well. Oh, good old typical British weather. A bit of rain never puts us Brits off. That is great. Let me see if I want to test one thing. Just want to test one thing, that I can arrange my monitors so I can see this so I can have a better size. I put in this view. All right. I think you don't mind if this is my bunker. This is my bunker. Much better, much more comfortable for me to watch this spectacle this way. Have this feedback. See, all right. It'll be much better. And yeah, I'm like in a bunker here. My two monitors. Nice. Let's switch to the Horse Guards Parade. Sound is going well. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Snowy All. I'm trying to do my best. Let me see your super chats. I will be reading your super chats as we speak, and thank you for them, by the way. I'm going to say a couple things as well. Evelyn Lemon character blowing a big red heart. Thank you. Thank you, Evelyn. Super chat from Karim Ortiz. Thank you, Karim. Thank you. Thank you for that. Charlotte Fassi, love Jesus coverage, such a pro, such insight. I try to do my best with the sound, with everything, with the cameras, and especially with the... Oh, we have sound. We have that drumming sound already. And Tanya Fraser, super sticker of Shiba Dog. Thank you, Tanya. You already heard that, right? I think that you should be hearing it quite well. Have that sound on full. BBC is still cooking. Alright, I think everything is working nice. Ready for the pageantry. I hear the sound correctly myself. Oh, today is gonna be a great day. I'm sure that the weather will clear eventually. It always does. Trying to fix one thing with my tech here. I'm telling you, I just, this is the kind of things that I just have to relearn all the time. That making these live streams is a technical feat. And you would say, how difficult can it be? Well, it's like having an actual production studio and everything working, especially the sound, and especially having just in case. The BBC signal, let's see, the BBC signal that you can only watch in the UK, and that is a bit, sometimes a bit of a hassle. That is important. That is important. 17 minutes to begin. 70 minutes to begin. Trooping the color. Let's talk about trooping the color. Say, why the name? How many of you know why it's called trooping the color? I find it funny. Say, I began to like finding out about this color. What do you mean about color? Is the colors of the flag were sort of? The colors were these huge flags colors were used to identify every regiment on the battlefield. This is essentially, we're going to see a lot of a big pageantry, all the pomp and circumstance, but this is essentially a military parade. We are going to see the military power, and that is the essence behind Tropa di Color. The color were the flags that these regiments use. Every regiment that we are going to see, I apologize, but this year I still don't know the name of every single regiment, but I will do my homework eventually to know all the details about the uniforms and stuff. It is fascinating. So you have all these colors or flags, so you can identify on the battlefield where were your regiments, the cavalry, the artillery, all of them, okay, the grenadiers, and identify your troops based during battle. That is just fascinating. This is something that I have been also a huge fan of warfare, but more like 20th century warfare, and not much familiarized with like previous centuries. And I realized so many things that I did not realize. Why do they have drummers and buglers? Buglers, the one who play this trumpets that are not actually trumpets. A trumpet you can like change the tone of the trumpet, but a bugler is the one who sounds this. You have this like single tone or two tone that is very sharp, very high. And I never asked myself the question: why do you have drummers and the buglers or trumpets on the battlefield? That is for communication. That makes sense. But I guess I never thought about that. Okay, we already got. If you know, any of you know who are the people here featured, just let me know and I will highlight your comments. Many of you know about this vastly, orders of magnitude more than myself. So standards, flags, color, yes, and the big helmet hats. Okay, let me start blocking here. I'm going to mute myself. Jenny, thank you for blocking that troll. All right. Another interesting comment here. Nice avatar, a puppy. Prove a flag is trooped through the ranks. Yeah, these flags were really helpful, so you could know not only where were your regiments, but the regiment knew where to catch up or reunite and how to move, and I found it fascinating. They had this system of communicating by a high pitch sound of the buglers, in which you have this. How else were you going to send your commands to your troops? There's no wireless communication. There was no Wi-Fi back then. So the easiest way was... We starting? Is it starting? This is way was sound, and it involved, of course, this ceremony that started with George II, if I remember correctly. You're free to correct me in anything that I say. I could be just misremember things. Bugle. Bugles. Buglers. Buglers. Like buglers. Oh my god, I don't know. Maybe I was saying the wrong word. Thank you. Buglers. Buglers. Okay, I don't know. I'm going to lower. The volume of my voice. Let's see. Check this here. And the BBC is still cooking. The BBC is still cooking. I don't understand. Bugle. Oh my god. Thank you for correcting my English. I have tried to do my best to just improve it. So right, you have buglers on the battlefield to relay these commands from long distances. A high-pitched sound, high-frequency sound can travel, well, no matter what's going on. And the drums did the same, but for the regiment itself. All right, to communicate pacing, to communicate all sorts of signals inside the regiment itself, in each regiment. Nobody does pomp and ceremony like us Brits. Thank you, letting me frank. You're right. Absolutely right. I think this group is just getting in position for the start of the parade. I agree, but what a way to get into position. Let me going to do some magic stuff here. I want to do adjust some things here as well. Okay. BBC is still cooking. The Welsh Guards. Oh yeah, the big drum horses is something that is just amazing. I guess that they realize, well, we need the regular drums and we need big drums. And how big? Yes, that big. The drum says has always been a great. What? What was that? I don't know. This is the stream. That is not my fault. BBC is still cooking. Drums has always been a great tool in warfare as well. For example, you know that I'm a fan of Japanese culture, and wadaiko, or big drums, like literally big drums, huge drums is a thing, and I can only imagine. Okay, add music. Going to let you listen to some of the music. The drum horses are shy horses. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, Son, for your super chat. Okay, let's do one thing with your super chats. I will be highlighting comments that maybe help understand what we are seeing, right? And I will read all your super chats. I can read your super chat, but you can send your super chats throughout the live stream, and I will make sure to read them, all of them, at the end. Okay. Of course, if you send a super chat and it's describing something that we should know about the event, I will highlight it immediately. It's to try to not break, the evolution of the stream. I'm trying to make this as pro as possible. For those of you that are arriving at this moment, here are the rules of engagement. The rules of engagement are: I'm using streams from two different, from the BBC and this one, all right? You might see a slight delay. It's something normal. I'm getting that signal and processing that signal here, and I'm sending back to you, so you could have it in a 20-second delay. It's gonna be noticeable. So if you mention it, I'm aware of it. Thank you. But the copyright means that I will not be able to let this live stream live or publish when it ends. As long as this live stream ends, I have to put it private or even delete it, because I don't want any troubles, copyright troubles. But I will issue a summary of events tonight, okay? That's gonna be in about 10 hours. All right, but these are the rules. Sadly, we can only experience Trupinicolor, and it is gone, right? Or at least in this channel. It has happened to me every year with the coronation, with Trupinicolor, with we have 4 minutes to begin. With every single one of these magnificent events, the live stream ends and I get a copyright hit in 15 minutes. Not even 15 minutes, and I get hit. So I want to prevent that this year. So those are part of the rules. But that is great. Some of you, so many of you understand. But as long as the live stream is going, there's no problem. We are good here. If you see me turning this way, it's because I have my BBC signal monitor this way. And I see that many of you could have other signals that have other. Maybe I could see that as well if I have YouTube. All right, maybe. I'm going to try one thing here. I'm going to try one thing here, but to try this, I need to change. I need to. Just wait a second. I just want to make sure. Okay, we can have two signals here. Let's see, I can switch between this. This also works. Starting. Okay, have two streams, this one and this one. I just want to make sure that I get the best one. Trying to find out how do I change between them. Maybe I could highlight your super chats and not censor them. I see a lot of changes in sound here. Sometimes, let me see, how can I... It's better the other one. Oh! Who's a good doggy? Who's a good dog? Who's a good boy? This one is nice. This stream here is nice. I'm trying to... This is like a... I'm trying to juggle everything here. The stream, the nice images, the nice sound, and trying to do the actual commentary. Keeping an eye on your comments because your commentary is much better than mine. All right, where's the writing? Here we got the...
Okay. In about 15 minutes,
this is
Majesty the King will set off from Buckingham Palace for
we are
his
seeing the
birthday parade as monarch.
BBC stream now.
And he will be accompanied by other members of the royal family. There is huge excitement around that. Now, we can offer you a number of ways to enjoy our coverage this morning. We have audio-described commentary with Petrov Trelawney for those who are blind or partially sighted. That's via the red button. And you can find uninterrupted commentary-free coverage on iPlayer. However you're watching this morning, events will conclude after the ceremony of trooping the colour with the much-anticipated royal balcony appearance ahead of the spectacular Royal Air Force flypast. The red tunics and bearskins of the Foot Guard regiments are synonymous with these great national occasions, but away from ceremonial duty, these are frontline soldiers. Let's find out just how to prepare a birthday parade fit for a king, and indeed, what makes the Irish Guards so distinct.
So this is Seamus. He is 4 years old. Seamus is very important to the regiment.
That's why I tell you that this is this is a juggling game. Let me see if I can have my BBC signal closer to me. It's easier to me. I need to monitor it. Right. Thank you, Sharon. Right, still checking things here. Okay. Have
With their
BBC signal
distinctive
again.
plumes of St. Patrick's blue are providing number 1 guard, known as the escort, and they are led by captain of the escort, Major Brookie Trant. Number 2 guard is provided by Nijmegen Company Grenadier Guards. F Company Scots Guards make up number 3 guard. Number 4 and 5 guards are comprised of 1st Battalion Welsh Guards, easily spotted by the green and white plumes representing elite.
Okay, I'm trying to play with the audio. The trick here is for me to play with the audio because I guess this is another part of the trick here of having this live stream, is that I'm using the video from the BBC. You're here watching the video from the BBC, but I'm afraid that these platforms, robots, the ones who are looking to cancel whatever is going on here that is not in the terms and conditions, could pick that audio, that commentary, and just remove this from what's happening. Oh, okay. The king is checking the troops already. It's good to see the king, good form. See, at the same time trying to keep the best images. Let me see if the BBC is still. No, I don't want that commentary. I want this.
All depends which side of the carriage is sitting.
All our cameras can, all our lenses can steam up. That's getting really hard.
All right. Charles keeping calm and carrying on. Agreed, TV stuff. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Slider Puff. Beautiful Slytherin and Hufflepuff. It's a blend, nice blend. In the BBC, there's these interviews that are going on. That's the thing that I think this year is working better than I expected.
Look at the top. It's like, oh yeah. Right, done her.
The best possible. What's the latest you saw? I don't know.
That's a big old hat.
Oh, thank you. The image of the video of the king with the flag was from yes, it was from a couple days ago. I'm just realizing it. Is he going to just be popped up in here? These people are so unprofessional. How are you going to pop a video of the king just out of nowhere? This is the BBC with more advertising. Oh my god, it's just a mess. I'm trying to make sense of all this. Trying to make sense of all this. But hope in any way that you're enjoying Melrogis. This is what it's all about. That you enjoy. That we
Just when they come round.
spend as a great community, as a great family here, and enjoying the King's birthday parade. Enjoy this great tradition that spans from the 17th century. And it is a display. The troop in the color becomes a display of the power of the king, and then of course the power of the United Kingdom.
It's only one. It's only one. Oh, they're moving. They're moving.
Right,
They're on the move.
here we go.
And the move.
Still on the steps. Bet you she goes in the closed up one.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Palace, we await the departure of the first carriages carrying
one she's going
members of the royal family.
I see a little track that's going down there.
See there the
You know
sovereign's
what's going to be
escort,
coming out
two
in the
regiments
one
of the Household Cavalry, the lifeguards in the foreground there, and Blues and Royals, and they're formed up waiting to accompany the king to his birthday parade.
Yeah.
It's closed, yeah.
And Chris, an opportunity to ask you why this day is so special.
Because I think it's an opportunity to deliver a personal tribute to the Colonel-in-Chief from the household troops. And all of us who've been privileged to be part of the household division feel this really strongly.
Household Cavalry!
I think we're also conscious that it's a national and an international spectacle in which we take real pride. But at its heart, it's a compliment to the Sovereign on his official birthday from his household troops.
And the first of the carriages carrying senior members of the royal family set off for the half-mile journey along the Aire.
You couldn't see them anyway.
No, you can't see it.
Now, because of the weather, and it was raining quite heavily
tell what
about
side
half an
she
hour
sat in
ago,
the middle of it.
the cover is up on the carriage, but I promise you there in Lemon is the Duchess of Edinburgh, alongside the Duke of Kent, and Lady Louise Windsor is the one braving the elements, wearing blue. And the carriage behind, we have the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, and Vice Admiral Sir Timothy Lawrence. Princess Royal will be riding on board. Huge crowds gathered right along the mount, and the Duchess of Edinburgh's husband, the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Edward, took over the colonelcy of the Scots Guards from the Duke of Kent just a few months ago. The Duke of Kent had served in that role for 50 years. And Lady Louise, they're currently studying at St Andrews University, reading English. Really enjoying their time in the Kingdom of Fife. You see the streetliners, they're charged with guarding the procession route from Buckingham Palace to Horse Guards Parade. And today they are under the command of Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Breach, commanding officer of the 1st Battalion Welsh Guards. And Chris, the streetliners play a crucial role.
Absolutely, it's worth a word for the vital work done by the streetliners. First out and last back in. Their role is really to be a symbolic but also a very real guarantee of the security of the route that the King will take. Drawn today from all 5 Foot Guards regiments, including the London Guards, the Foot Guards' own reserve battalion, based here in the capital.
As this procession heads for Horse Guards Parade, all eyes return to Buckingham Palace as His Majesty the King prepares to depart for his 2nd birthday parade as monarch. His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Queen in the Scottish State Coach. And in the second carriage there, the wonderful and welcome sight of Her Royal Highness, the Princess of Wales, along with Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis. It is the first time we've seen the Princess of Wales in public this year. And a sign of how important this day is to the royal family. And as Colonel of the Irish Guards, a sign of how strongly the Princess of Wales felt about being here for them, because it will mean a lot to them, Chris.
Absolutely. All Irish Guardsmen were hugely...
Wonderful that Catherine, we are seeing Catherine and the children, and well, she's wearing white, a great color. We're very happy. King and the Queen look absolutely stunning. This is gonna be just absolutely amazing. It's gonna be no words. I needed to switch to just you see your reactions that we're so happy here to be sharing this moment, and the images are just wonderful. Something I'm trying to is the Princess Royal in there? Is the Princess Royal? If I'm, yeah. Confirmed, there's the Princess Royal as well, on a horse. Yeah, so many of you feeling all these emotions, all this. It's just a sight to behold, an experience being all here together. It's wonderful. Just wonderful. I agree. There's nothing like this. Yeah, Princess Anne on horseback as well. hasn't started yet, but that is. Was that Sophie? All right, so this is how it's working. Like me trying to like play with this. We are watching the image, like the video from the BBC. We will be using the video from the BBC, but don't tell anyone. We will be using the video from the BBC and the sound from the other streams. Okay, let me see, just in case. If I will switch the sound on of the BBC every now and then. Okay, if there's no commentary, we can go.
Leading them is the Brigade Major of the Household Division, Lieutenant Colonel James Shaw of the Grenadier Guards, flanked by 4 troopers of the Life Guards and Blues and Royals, and they've been chosen from the regiment's smartest turned-out troopers. They are followed by the mounted band of the Household Cavalry and the 1st and 2nd Divisions of the Sovereign's escort. And the tradition of appointing the Household Cavalry to escort the Sovereign up to Horse Guards Parade was introduced by the King's Grand...
Okay, well, it's working. So we don't have to hear the commentary of the BBC. This is better. Thank you, Marianne. No, I don't want you to see you. Rogues, remember to subscribe. If you haven't done yet, remember to subscribe, because that is the best way to support my channel. Subscribe to my channel. I want to get to 200,000 subscribers. 200,000 Roger Rogues. Everything is going smooth. Everything is going great, the best way. Thank you for all your super chats and super stickers. But subscribing, let's get to 200,000 Roger Rogues. That would be amazing.
Number 11 off company! Reason!
That's better, right? I'm gonna put my head a bit smaller. This is gonna work much better. I want you to have better view of everything. Nice. Nice sound. The Princess Royal. Right there. See? Right there. Louis, George, Charlotte. Let's see if
A real character. I think this cooler weather helps not just those on foot who will see obviously on Horse Guards Parade, but also those riding, because the horses can be a little more settled, and as long as the wind doesn't get up and under.
Almost got it. I'm trying to take a good look at. Here, so let's see if I can.
On there, near Gold Beach, with a note attached touching on the sacrifices made on. And
Yeah, I see that something that happens here, that sometimes we have the cheers of the crowd, sometimes we have the music, sometimes we have the BBC commentary. I'm trying to do my best switching between all those options and try to not get crazy in here with all of them. You know that what we need is to enjoy. Let me
she is
see.
Colonel of the Irish Guard.
There's no use. You use the BBC sound is no use here. Not much sound in the other streams. Okay, rest assured.
Interest in everything that we did.
Rest assured that I will try to do my best to give you the best images. In this case, is the BBC, and give you the best audio. If there's no music, playing, I will just try to talk over this. Again, this is magnificent to be spending this time with you, being here. Let me see.
And each.
Some point, one of the two other streams should start with sound, but we don't really have sound now. We don't really have sound now, so I have to speak. Claudia mentioned in the Paddington Bear. Has anyone seen the trailer for the next movie of Paddington? Thanks, Aunt Clara. I need this kind of feedback, because I'm trying not to go crazy in here.
Now the senior coachman will shortly.
So definitely the sharpest image and the sharpest signal is from the BBC. The one that we are looking at right now. That is the best one, hands down. But the audio right now, we don't have music. We just have some. That's Catherine. That hat. Just amazing. Kids looking lovely. All right, let me see. Yeah, they always have the best image and nice commentary, but sadly, many people cannot watch it from outside of the UK. I have a way of watching BBC outside of the UK. I will share with you later.
The first section of today's ceremony is beginning as the Princess of Wales and her 3 children make their way to a very good vantage point. The King, the colonels of the regiments and senior officers are inspecting the line of guards, and they do expect, Chris, the highest possible standards.
They absolutely do. This is no formality. The King, as you said, has done this a number of times, and so he'll be looking very closely at those on parade. But those on parade, it's a very close personal moment. The King comes very close to you, so for them it's an important moment as well. But for him, an experienced eye, checking on the turnout, checking on the drill, and a fantastic moment for everybody on parade there.
The music this year is full of Irish inflections, as is the case with this piece of Silk and Gold. It's newly composed by Captain Peter Bryden, Director of Music of the Irish Guards. And it depicts the new colours of No. 9 Company, presented just days ago by His Majesty the King, with their silken fabric and golden thread. Change in tempo for Welcome to Ireland, music arranged by a former Director of Music of the Band of the Irish Guards, Major Phil Shannon. His Majesty now passes the sovereign standard of the Life Guards, carried by Squadron Corporal Major Isirelli Wazali. The standard was presented by the King to the regiment just before the coronation. The procession now going past the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery, a saluting battery of His Majesty's household troops. They are commanded by Major John Bailiff, and the King will salute the lead gun, which constitutes the regimental colour. And then we see the unmistakable figure of the Major General commanding the Household Division, James Bowder, riding Jumping Jack, resplendent in swan feathers. He commissioned into the Grenadier Guards in 1996 and took command in his current role at the end of last year. And he shared his thoughts with us ahead of his first birthday parade.
It's certainly my first birthday parade in the role, and unsurprisingly, like.
So I'm telling you, I'm trying to bring you commentary, the images. Right now, the best image is this stream, not the BBC. Sometimes the BBC's commentary is nice, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes they cut to certain interviews. I like, so if I miss some things, it just. Okay, I don't know what to do right now. This angle is better. This angle is much better, much closer. I don't know how the BBC is missing this. This is a great take. And just behind the carriage of the king and the queen was William, the Princess Royal, and Edward. So many of you want me to mention it, and I have to apologize again because so many things that I'm slipping by. Why the BBC is not showing this? Why is the BBC not showing this? This is my question.
And they are lit.
They have that lousy commentary and showing anything, which is not the king and the queen.
And as the parade gets underway in age-old fashion now.
So, march! March bands! Drums and pipes! By the center! Quick, march!
The senior drum major there giving the command for quick march for the massed bands, and Major Gareth Chambers of the Irish Guards taking part in his final birthday parade. Senior drum major doing a change of pace and a musical transition from old to new with a piece composed specifically for this year's quick troop. It's called the Ballyragget. And there the lone drummer breaks away, drummer David McDowell marching to a position to the right of the escort. He joined the Irish Guards on St Patrick's Day 10 years ago this year. Chris, this piece called the Ballyragget, what is the significance of the name?
Well, Ballyragget's both a town in Kilkenny, but it's also the name of an Irish Guards tank which 80 years ago in the Battle of Normandy after D-Day rammed and disabled a German King Tiger tank, earning the driver a military medal and the commander a military cross. Remembered proudly today as part of our heritage, 80 years on from that critical battle.
British Guards join the forces of the massed bands. The drummer plays 8 bars of a field signal called the drummer's call, recalling an age when communication on the battlefield relied upon the drums. And the orderly, Guardsman Sozi, marches forward to take the pace stick from Regimental Sergeant Major Peter Swain. He can then draw his sword, ready to protect the colour, and he's the only warrant officer on parade to draw a sword. The subaltern of the escort, Lieutenant Monty Badger, gives the order for the escort to take up their dressing in close order. So as you see, a tighter formation for the march forward to collect the colour. And the eyes front there, perfectly achieved without a word of command. The escort steps off to the rousing march of the British Grenadiers. The escort march forward and they will halt 16 paces from the colour party, ready for the collection of the colour. The mass bands turn about to face the colour party, and the senior director of music takes up a new position close to the front. Regimental Sergeant Major Peter Swain now prepares to take possession of the colour. protecting it with his sword. And ready to hand it over safely.
I know that you wanted me to put this. This is the magic here. BBC could have great images, fantastic, but only this stream has this angle. Only this stream has this angle. There's Catherine with the kids. For all of you, I don't see Catherine. So many of you saying, I don't see Catherine. Where's her? There you have her. There we have her. To be mixed and matching with the images. Okay, right now I have trouble with the BBC signal. I'm going to try to fix it. I'm gonna leave it here. Let me try to fix this very quick.
Point turn and something of a move of mystery.
It's absolutely
Whatever happens, the Royal Road has you covered with all the images, with all the surprise.
Through the clouds onto this magnificent scene. You can see medals there glinting in the sunlight, and I think Prince Louis enjoying it. And that command given by the field officer for the officers to take post. And the colour will move to the rear of the escort.
Numbers 1 to 5 guard will retire. About turn. At the halt. Right ball. Quick, march.
The corps of drums now perform The Girl I Left Behind Me.
Numbers 1 to 5 guard will advance. About turn. Number 6 guard, close order. March. Move to the right entry. 40. Right. Guards will march past in slow and quick time. By the left.
Now that the colour has been trooped through the ranks, the guards are forming up for the march past, and all 6 guards will march past the king in slow and quick time. The mass band's currently playing a new neutral slow march, written especially for this year's parade by Sergeant Adam Barras. It's called Earl Alexander of Tunis. So, Chris, tell me about the man behind the title.
Well, the march is a tribute to the most famous and successful Irish Guardsman in our history. Harold Alexander was commissioned into the regiment in 1911. He fought through both the First and Second World Wars, was decorated for bravery several times, and finished his service as a field marshal. He was the Irish Guards colonel between 1946 and his death in 1969. A hugely respected figure. It's great to remember him on parade today with this march.
This is the first time that the Irish Guards have trooped their colour in front of a king in more than 70 years. And it's number 9 Company Irish Guards who are providing the escort and who will lead the foot guards past His Majesty the King. And they're a relatively new addition to the Irish Guards.
They are. They've formed very recently. For over 30 years, the Grenadier, Coldstream and Scots Guards had their own public duties companies. In 2022, the Irish Guards joined their number by forming their own company, number 9 Company. But although the company may be new, there's absolutely no sign of that showing through, stepping off extremely smartly in slow time.
So the escort moves off.
So on the left of your picture there, the very smart right guide, Company Sergeant Major John Hogan, a real reflection of the family connections with his regiment. His uncle served in the regiment with me, and he's being watched by his wife Olivia, his children Lucas and Noah, who are also at Windsor on Monday, continuing a family tradition with the ensign and the captain of the escort, all of whom have had uncles or fathers in uniform.
See there, the field officer and brigade waiting. It's the commanding officer of the London Central Garrison, Lieutenant on the grey mare Onyx, and behind him the Major of the parade, Major Spencer Jones, third-generation guardsman. Both his grandfathers and his father served in the guards. He's riding George, the Major of the parade. Tell me about the Royal Guard.
He's James Colby's deputy, so he's got the rather unenviable job of learning all the words of command in case anything happens to James Colby, in the almost certain knowledge that he won't actually get to use them.
Chief of Defence Staff Admiral Sir Tony Radakin amongst the VIPs, and I can see the Defence Secretary as well, Grant Shapps. This is a huge operation to organise. And what is the role of the field officer?
So he is commanding the birthday parade. His job is to command the actual parade. It's probably the hardest job out there today. James Colby has to remember over 100 words of command and ride his horse accurately. So it's a really tricky double act, and one that he's doing absolutely superbly after a lot of practice.
The Irish Guards slow march, let Erin remember. And the inside lowers and raises the colour, the flourish and the recover. As they You can see those battle honours there, so carefully embroidered onto the colour. As easy as it looks.
Absolutely not, and that's incredibly hard work carrying the cover. Harry Whittingham will have trained hard to avoid cramp at that moment.
And next to march past the King, Nijmegen Company Grenadier Guards and the Colonel of the Grenadier Guards, Her Majesty the Queen. Scots Guards provide number 3 guard. They are led by Major Jamie Drummond Murray, a 5th generation Scots Guard officer. And their new colonel of the regiment is the Duke of Edinburgh, left there. And he took over earlier this year from the Duke of Kent, who had served in the role for 50 years. And the music turns to Men of Harlech, which means it is, of course, the Welsh Guards who form both numbers 4 and 5 guard. And their colonel, the Prince of Wales, looks on. And he succeeded his father on becoming Prince of Wales.
He did, a very proud moment for him in a custom that the Prince of Wales as Colonel of the Welsh Guards going back to 1919.
Number 6 Guard completes the march past in slow time, comprised of number 7 Company Coldstream Guards, and they are marching to their regimental slow march, Figaro. And the adjutant of the parade, Captain Rory Crichton Stewart, brings up the rear. Riding in his first birthday parade, he is the 13th generation of his family to commission into the Scots Guards. Prince Louis, stealing the show as ever. Officer in brigade waiting, Lieutenant Colonel James Colby, riding out to salute the King. Of the 7,000 people in the stands watching on, many of them are friends and family members, and Radzi Chinyaganya has been speaking to some of them.
Takes, many of whom have come all the way from Northern Ireland, all are here to support them.
Okay, so we have the coverage. We have seen amazing images today, just amazing images of everything. It was amazing to see Edward and William side by side on the horses. That would be a minute. The BBC doing a bit of interviews right now, so I have a chance to talk. You have been just absolutely amazing. Your chat is what brings this so it makes it so wonderful. And you have the monitors ready. King and the Queen, please. Catherine looking great. Louis being Louis. you know how it is. Let's see any other. It has been just absolutely amazing, and lucky to have all of you here. Have you hit the like button? 6,000 Royal Rogues watching Trooping the Colour, the King's Birthday Parade 2024 right now. So
mention the role our friends and family play, and the opportunity to share moments like this.
To be sharing this moment with you.
Indeed.
You see that there's no sound. It's because, well, there's absolutely no sound in either stream or the BBC or whatever, or commentary. I would like to chime in if that happens.
And here they go. In quick march, so changing pace. Is there an exact pace actually to a quick march?
There is. Slow marching is 65 paces to the minute, and this quick march is 116 to the minute. And this is a real challenge. It's harder physical work in quick time, but it's also more difficult because everything happens faster. So it's more of a challenge to keep dressing, keep your spacing when everything around you is happening at a much quicker tempo.
This neutral quick march is called Aramanche, and it's named for the area of Normandy of the same name that bore witness to the D-Day landings. We marked the 80th anniversary of D-Day last week. And there in the crowd, D-Day Royal Navy veteran, 98-year-old George Chandler from Burgess Hill. In 1944, he was a gunner on a British motor torpedo boat, leaving from New Haven on the afternoon of D-Day to provide cover for American troops heading to Omaha and Utah beaches. And the composer, actually, of Aramanche, Albert Kelly, landed in Normandy on D-Day. He was wounded but survived, and he wrote this march a few years later. of the 80th commemorations of D-Day, General Eldon Miller was the man in overall charge of that. And so many commemorated on the D-Day anniversary were desperately young, as are many on parade today.
Absolutely. The bearskins hide some extremely young. And so it's really as a testament to their training, their commitment and skill, that they're individually striving for excellence and so contributing to this amazing teamwork.
Now, as the regiments parade past the King in quick time, we will be treated to a succession of quick marches with distinct regimental or national flair, including one of your favourites.
Every guardsman knows their tune, their regimental march well. Makes you march a little bit taller with a little bit more swagger. Number 9 company will march past the King to the Irish Guards Quick March St Patrick's Day, which is one of my personal favourites.
The Irish Guards Regimental Quick March, St Patrick's Day. Nijmegen Company Grenadier Guards march past to the British Grenadiers. Signifies the turn of F Company's Scots Guards. So we're enjoying boogieing along to that. Number 4 and number 5 guards are provided by the 1st Battalion Welsh Guards, and they march to their quick march, the Rising of the Lark. And number 7 Company, Coldstream Guards, bring up the rear. Their quick march is Milanolo.
And some really successful performance by the senior drum major, who's got quite a job to get in 5 regimental marches as each guard passes in front of the saluting base.
Saluting there His Majesty the King with 2 movements of the sword. And he said before that onyx can be a little jiggy. She used to be a trumpeter's horse, so it does respond to music. The field officer is thrilled and proud to hold this role today. Let's hear from James Colby.
This year, as Field Officer in Brigade Waiting, I have the privilege of commanding the parade and all. To see the product of all the hard work and the hours of marching around the done the hard.
Hong, where he was full commander, and so it's great to see him doing such an amazing job on Horse Guards this morning.
And actually, a lot of today is about remaining calm when, you know, horses particularly can get a little edgy, but it's also for him about giving a lot of commands, and that combination of issuing commands with mastering a sometimes independent thinking mare.
Yes, he'll need to remain cool and calm, but he'll put a lot of practice in for this job. But James Colby is absolutely cool as a cucumber, just the right person to do this job today.
And that translates through the reins. And as many are on parade today, he is very much a representative of those who combine with frontline service and that dual role.
Absolutely. I mean, with this hugely impressive sight laid out in front of us, it's easy to forget that each and every guardsman here is a highly trained combat soldier. They've deployed worldwide to the Middle East, to Eastern Europe, all around the world. The Irish Guards alone to 9 countries in Africa in the last year. So it's important to realise that these are very, very special and trained people.
And training, indeed, of the Ukrainian troops.
Yes, the Irish Guards spent a long time in the last year training thousands of Ukrainian troops on Salisbury Plain, and His Majesty the King came to visit them, which was very great.
Officers! Take post! Quick! March! Guards! In! Open order! Left and right! Dead!
Mass bands, drums, and pipes will move to the right. Right, turn!
This wonderful music, Brian Boru's March, as the massed bands and drums move to the south side of the parade to create space for the mounted band. And it must be such a moment as a proud Irish Guard to hear this, Chris.
It's incredible. Brian Boru, named after the Irish Guard's first regimental mascot. But the pipes are a really special part of the battalion. Only the Irish and Scots Guards have them. And a quick word about the pipers and drummers. These remarkable young men, trained infantry soldiers, but to learn the pipes also takes many months and then constant practice. So these are really special people, sounding absolutely brilliant as they march away from the saluting base.
And here come the mounted troops, the Household Cavalry and the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery. The band of the Household Cavalry, though, moving on to Horse Guards first, led by the Director of Music, Major Craig Bywater, who's riding Passchendaele, and accompanied by the glorious sight of Apollo and Juno, the 2 drum horses, ridden by Corporal of Horse Richard Brown and Lance Corporal of Horse James Ballantyne. I should say officially they are Major Apollo and Major Juno, because the drum horses carry that title. The King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery, the thundering noise as they come onto the parade ground, not just of the horses but also of the guns. got 76 horses pulling 6 guns on behalf of the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery today. It is the saluting battery of His Majesty's household troops, comprising of 180 personnel, 120 military working horses. They're led by their commanding officer, Major John Bailiff, riding Marmaduke Mullygrubs. They've got some interesting names, the King's Troop horses. Name is Basil in the stables. They were given the name the King's Troop by the King's grandfather, King George VI, in 1946, and the late Queen requested they keep that name in memory of her father. Later on, we will hear them firing the Royal Salute from Green Park, a 41-gun salute to mark the King's official birthday. And the King salutes the gun, which is the colour of the King's Troop. They are 13-pounder quick-fire field guns. They're the only guns of their type still in existence. And those on parade today all entered service in 1904 and saw service in the First World War. They all also saw active service in the Second World War as anti-aircraft guns. Now, following the King's Troop, the 2 regiments of the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment, the Life Guards, and behind them, the Blues and Royals. So this year it is the Life Guards who have the honour of riding in front as 1st and 2nd Divisions of the Sovereign's escort. Sovereign standard of the Life Guards lowered there by Standard Bearer Corporal Major Izirelli Wasali. Both the King and Queen acknowledging the salute. And it would have taken so many days and weeks, think of way more than hours to make sure that every part of what you see on parade today is gleaming and perfectly presented. Each pair of boots alone can take about 20 hours to prepare. And they're jack boots, so very stiff. Good for protection, but not so easy to ride in. The Princess Royal there, the Colonel of the Blues and Royals, as they pass by. And Princess Anne riding not just as Colonel of the regiment, but also as Gold Stick in Waiting.
Absolutely, being Colonel of the Blues and Royals, today Gold Stick in Waiting, an appointment which goes back to Tudor times with the responsibility for the personal safety of the monarch. If you like, it's the close protection officer of a few hundred years ago, and at the back, the farriers with their gleaming axes bringing up the rear of the Sovereign's escort.
Field officers, trumpeter, Troop of 80, sounding the trot past. The trumpeter traditionally rode next to the commanding officer, always on a grey horse who could be seen much more easily on the battlefield amongst all the black horses. And he will have to gallop to slot back into place near the front. Here he goes. He's going to have to sweep right round the outside, come past them all, join in at the front. There we go. as everybody else moves into sitting trot. And is he going to make it? That is good timing. Well done, Trooper Beatty. So just as we saw the foot guards march past in slow and quick time, so do the mounted troops. And as the trot pass commences, it is once again the turn of the King's Troop to the music of the regimental trot past of both the Household Cavalry and the King's Troop, the Keel Row. It's a traditional Tyneside melody. Interestingly, each of the guns and gun and limber are pulled by 3 pairs of horses. And we will see a little later in the programme an insight into what it's like at Woolwich with the King's Troop. Now here we have the Lifeguards. And at the trot past, the standard will remain at the carry. That. It could be argued, Chris, that obviously it is difficult on parade for everybody. It is a tough job, but for the mounted regiments, it does seem to me particularly challenging.
It's really hard. Riding these magnificent horses is difficult, it's hard work, even in normal riding clothes. But wearing the cuirasses, the jack boots, having the helmets balancing on the middle of your temple takes real skill. So incredibly skillful work here by the troopers and officers of the Household Cavalry.
Some very strong family ties and operational experience in the Sovereign's escort.
There are some remarkable people. Major Tom Stewart, the captain of the escort, followed his father into the Lifeguards. Behind him, Captain Harry Stone of the Blues, and behind him, Lieutenant Dima Firks, who also followed his father into the Lifeguards. And remarkably, both of them have completed the Army's arduous pre-parachute selection company, P Company. Well, that's really a statement about the modern Household Cavalry, who in addition to their ceremonial duties are also at the cutting edge of the Army's armoured reconnaissance capability.
Director of Music Major Craig Bywater leads the band of the Household Cavalry, and the kettle drummers cross their sticks as a symbol of respect. That is their customary salute to the King. And these gorgeous drum horses. Apollo, who is 10 years old for the Blues and Royals. And Juno, his sister, for the Lifeguards. And she was officially named last year by the Queen, by Queen Camilla, in the gardens of Clarence House. And both of them real gentle giants, fantastic personalities, very kind, really popular as well with the public and with everybody, actually. You see those wonderful feathered feet. And they come from Dyfed Shire Horse Farm in Wales. Juno, very young actually. She's come through training much quicker than usual. Now the director of music turning there, signalling that he's handing back control of the parade to the field officer for the final birthday salute to the King here on Horse Guards. the guards dress, this time all the guards in one long line. And precision moves again, achieved without words of command. Communication between the individuals. Telepathic. And today, actually, Chris, a real test of focus as well as of physical fitness.
Absolutely, you've got to be physically fit to do this. It's very demanding, but you can't lose concentration. You've got to be ready for the next thing, anticipating your next move. And that's how you get it to be such an excellent performance.
Guards close up to reduce the length of the procession up the Mall. And the escort splits. Why is that?
Yeah, so they split into two groups. The front group are going to form the King's Guard. So they do this parade. They go straight through the North Centre Gate of Buckingham Palace and onto King's Guard for the changing of the guard ceremony. The rear group, that's the balance of the escort, return to barracks with everybody else.
Division, will advance! About turn! Guards on the escort! Form close column! Remainder, quick, bar!
Regimental Sergeant Major's orderly now returns his pace stick. Guardsman Sozi, originally from Uganda, is taking part in his first birthday parade, having passed out of training, joining the Irish Guards last year. Field officer and brigade waiting will order the guards to dress left. He has to be in good voice. As well. Now the left guide, Sergeant Andrew Burgess, moves out to the right so that all the guards can see him, and when he drops his arm, that gives the signal to all 6 guards to eyes front. He's a proud Irish Guard. We saw him in the film a little earlier. Hails from Antrim, taking part in his 5th birthday parade, and says it doesn't matter how many times you take part, it still makes you feel proud when you march past the monarch. I know that feeling of pride is something you would strongly identify with, Chris.
Absolutely. That's why all the guardsmen do it. They parade for their Colonel-in-Chief. And no matter how many times you do this parade, it never loses its resonance.
Now the field officer, James Colby, trotting forward on Onyx to ask His Majesty's permission to march off to Buckingham Palace. More ceremony still to come there once the regiments of foot guards have escorted His Majesty King back down the Mall.
Majesty's Guards are ready to march off, sir.
breeze just picking up now as it clouds over again. I think we've been extremely lucky to get away without too much heavy rain, both for the crowds here in the open stands, but also for those riding and marching on parade. And moving across the parade ground, Garrison Sergeant Major Andrew Stokes, known as Vern. He's one of the most senior warrant officers in the British Army. He's the man in charge of delivering on the ground everything you see today. And he served alongside the field officer James Colby in Iraq.
I worked really closely with the Garrison Sergeant Major over the last 4 years through some of the biggest events in a generation. Proudly appointed a Deputy Lieutenant for his home county of Shropshire in the last year.
And I think the members of the royal family who were watching from the Major General's office, including the Princess of Wales and the youngest members, Princes George and Louis and Princess Charlotte, are going to take their place in the second carriage. But in the lead carriage, in the glass-sided Scottish coach, His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Queen will lead the way. But there we see Prince Louis and Princess Charlotte and Prince George and their mother, the Princess of Wales, have safely made it into that second carriage. And the King and Queen, their timing impeccable because the heavens have just opened and the rain has really started to fall. And the guards will accompany the royal procession back to Buckingham Palace. As ever, there will be some rousing music. And a reminder that, weather allowing, we expect to fly past and the balcony appearance of members of the royal family.
So I had to work really hard to get my horse off parade. And of course, the escort of the colour bearing down behind me. I'm pleased to say General James Bowder making a much better job of it today than I did.
And I think this music is Slattery's Mounted Foot.
It is. It's a fantastic Irish tune. Always a real favourite of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. So great to hear it as the troops march off today.
And Chris, your reflections on trooping the colour as a proud Irish Guard. That's the first time the Irish Guards have trooped in this new reign.
It is. It's been an outstanding parade. A lot of hard work, a lot of commitment and professionalism by everybody on parade. All of them would have been aiming for the very best performance they can deliver. And I'd say it's been a triumph for each and every one of them, something they can be extremely proud of.
And the tradition of the monarch leading the guards back to Buckingham Palace was established by George V in 1914. The King and his troop. marching off parade together, and a strong reminder of that relationship between monarch and household division.
It is the household division of the King's personal troops. So at the start of the parade, we saw the household cavalry escort the King to the trooping. Now we see the foot guards escort him home.
And a reminder that you can see all of today's events. You will stay live here on BBC One, but you can also access audio-described commentary with Petra Trelawney via the red button, and uninterrupted coverage with no commentary or any interviews. That is available for you on iPlayer. Procession making its way onto the grand ceremonial route of the Mall, designed, and you can see it quite clearly there even in the rain, to look like a giant red carpet leading dignitaries to Buckingham Palace. And the King first travelled along it to a birthday parade some 73 years ago, as the rain absolutely tips down with strong wind as well. Thankfully at the end of these proceedings rather than the beginning.
Yes, but everybody on parade, this will be a hard march home now. The rain will get on their uniforms, it'll make it heavier. But what comes with that is an increased determination from everybody out on the square, everybody in the Mall, not to let the quality slip in this last half hour or so.
Another lovely shot there of drum horses, and that carriage so beautifully designed to be able to be still visible through the glass even in these difficult conditions. Now there we see the senior drum major Gareth Chambers leading the massed bands of the household division.
He's a hugely impressive and experienced figure, the senior drum major. If the massed bands are a car, he's the driver. And he's held his post through some of the most significant state ceremonial events in a generation. Trusted to get it right on even the most complicated parade. On his last birthday parade today as the senior drum major, and proudly there wearing the medal of a member of the Royal Victorian Order presented by the King for his contribution over the last few years.
And as the procession continues down the Mall, I'm delighted to say that joining myself and Major General Sir Christopher Geeker is none other than author and broadcaster Giles Brandreth. And I don't know, Giles, whether you've seen Trooping the Colour at such close quarters before?
Never before at such close quarters. It is truly wonderful. And of course, the rain here is reminding us that this is a uniquely British occasion. I mean, if like me, you're into history and heritage, pageantry, precision, colour, music, majesty, and military men and women doing their thing better than anyone else in the world, this is your kind of day. It's worth emphasising, actually, as we look at the King and the Queen there, that today means everything for King Charles III. He's been coming to this since he was a toddler. So he's used to seeing the rain. He's been taking part in its...
You got a few hiccups, but fixing them with the BBC signal. Absolutely pouring down right now. Let's see. Got BBC signal again. Here we go.
They've got their spot and they want to see this procession.
Okay, let me keep fixing it here. See if I have on a... Well, this angle will do. Why we'll get... the buffering signal. Let's see if I can see. It's like medium quality. Maybe that could help. Maybe that could help. At least test.
King and Queen of. And this is a Commonwealth occasion as well. In fact, the 56 flags of the Commonwealth we saw on the parade ground earlier.
Passionate about the Commonwealth and what it represents.
Totally. As indeed is Queen Camilla. They're both completely committed to the Commonwealth, and the King, of course, is the head of the Commonwealth.
And very important and lovely to see the return of Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales.
Yes, I mean, many people are saying, and rightly, what an example both the King and the Princess of Wales have been this year in talking about their cancer and carrying on. And the Princess of Wales here today, that personal statement from her yesterday, saying she's not out of the woods yet, but is so pleased to be here today on what she knows is such an important for her father-in-law, King Charles III.
And despite the weather, the good news from the RAF is that we will still have the flypast. So we have that to look forward to, as well as the appearance of the royal family on the balcony. And it will culminate with the red arrows. We hear the music of the mounted bands, and there is we talked about the skill of riding on parade for the household cavalry, but when you're also riding and playing instruments.
That's really difficult. To ride a horse on a parade like this isn't easy. To play a musical instrument isn't easy. To do both at the same time is very difficult. So they do an amazing job, hugely skillful, and I think they've been great today.
Cheers ring out as the lead carriages reach Queen Victoria Memorial, and you can see the Princess of Wales and Princess Charlotte trying desperately to clean that fog off the glass so they can see and so the public can see them.
This has always been a family day. The royal family, though the idea of a family firm only became popular in the 1940s as a phrase, this goes back a long way. Queen Victoria, I think, made her first appearance on this famous balcony back in 1851. I think that's when royal appearances on the balcony began. So being seen, I think it was actually Queen Victoria. It's often attributed to Elizabeth II, but I think it was Queen Victoria who first said, "I have to be seen to be believed." So being visible is part and parcel of being the sovereign.
You see the royal colonels there, the Prince of Wales, the Duke of Edinburgh, the Princess Royal, riding immediately behind the carriage. All of them very comfortable in the saddle, which on a day like today is a good thing. But I think very wise of His Majesty the King to not ride this year.
He rode incredibly well last year on a new horse.
Mounted troops should we pay their final respects. I love the energy of the young royals on parade. It does bring something very different, Giles.
And occasionally very cheeky. I suspect that the photographs tomorrow will very much reflect what Prince George and Prince Louis were doing today, but actually particularly Louis. I noticed what looked like a sort of, how many hours is this going to go on for? And then him fiddling rather charmingly with the curtain rail, the sort of thing.
Yeah, the thing that pulls the shutters up and down.
Shutters up and down.
Crystal, though, used to be his office.
It's for the blinds,
Yes.
because the afternoon sun goes straight into the office, and so there's some blinds which you can pull down so you can work behind your computer.
Now, as they go back into Buckingham Palace, it's worth reflecting on the way the King, I know, is going to be making changes. He's already making changes. But I suspect in years to come, many more of us will be able to go to Buckingham Palace. It's going to be, it already is open to the public, but I think it's going to be open to the public for longer, and the gardens are going to be open for longer. We'll be able to see more of what's going on inside. And the day may come when all of us can get up onto that famous balcony.
Really? Members of the public can
Not necessarily when the King is there, but I think part of the opening may be that they will open that east wing, and we'll be able to see the view that only the royals and maybe a photographer or two that are allowed inside can see, which actually isn't, I believe, a very good view. Chris, you perhaps have been in there.
I've been in the room behind it, and because the Victoria Memorial is so huge and so impressive, it's not a great view down the Mall. It's brilliant of the forecourt of Buckingham Palace, but not great down the Mall. Having escorted their Colonel-in-Chief back home, this is then the Guards bidding him a farewell until next year as they return to barracks. For many of them, an operational deployment on the horizon in the next few months.
Yes, that's worth emphasizing. Sometimes internationally people say, oh, these soldiers just here to be part of the ceremony. You know, is this just brand Britain in uniform? But these are real men and women who are serving soldiers.
Absolutely, and many of them off, as I said, to conduct operational deployments in the next few months, but bidding their Colonel-in-Chief farewell here by marching past until next year.
Well, actually, they've had a long day.
Yes, many of the troops come from Windsor, come from Purbright, come from Aldershot barracks around London, so they'll have started off early this morning in order to get in on time.
Just a glimpse there of the Royal Standard flying above Buckingham Palace, and that is enormous. It's as big as a tennis court, isn't it?
It is, and it flutters on all the big days, all the big ceremonial days. And as I said when the Guards were ready to march off, the escort to the colour went in through the North Centre Gate and are now in the forecourt of Buckingham Palace, ready to conduct the daily changing of the Guards ceremony.
And actually, as the Household Cavalry come round, a reminder that there was that incident in London with 5 horses, unfortunately galloping loose through the streets of London. Delighted to say that 3 of those horses are back on parade today. And indeed Tennyson, who I think, you know, with horses they would suffer both physically and in terms of trauma mentally, but Tennyson was ridden by the most experienced rider in the division. Very good shot there. Do you see the drummer? And how they have to steer with their feet, because that's how the reins are connected to the horse's mouth, because of course they can't steer with their hands because they're drumming. King's Troop, Royal Horse Artillery, and their gun carriages making their way into Green Park. They will start preparations for the 41-gun Royal Salute a little later on. Dash of Edinburgh and Lady Louise already on the balcony. And the Duke of Kent as well, the longest serving royal colonel until earlier this year.
A remarkable figure, actually. The only person I can think of still alive who attended 3 coronations. Back in 1937, the coronation of George VI, then that of the Queen, Elizabeth II, 1953, and then last year the coronation of Charles III.
As the King's Troop come by, I just want to point out, because you see those teams of horses there, 3 pairs of them, leaders, centre and wheelers. And the leaders tend to be a bit more athletically built and they have a fair bit of speed. And the wheelers, though, need to be thicker set and they act as the brakes to stop the gun that is right behind them. Bearing in mind that gun is extremely heavy. Major John Bailiff will be so pleased. His first time leading the King's Troop at the King's Birthday Parade. And it is proudly the most diverse regiment of all, 60% female.
60% women, and most join the army to join the King's Troop, and most of them are very competent riders before they join. For those that aren't, they get taught, and they become a part of this amazing team.
And we will find out more about them very shortly. Lifeguards now, followed by the Blues and Royals. Riding past the King in a final salute to him. The Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment has about 235 cavalry black horses, 14 greys and 4 drum horses, 2 more in training as well.
Great to see Corporal Major Wazali there, carrying the standard off parade. Interestingly, not the first time he served with the Irish Guards. He was with the Irish Guards in Iraq in 2007, so it's great to see him back with them here in the centre of London today, being watched by his family back home in Fiji, a 12-hour time difference away.
Oh gosh, so they're watching live now, are they?
They're watching live now.
King takes the salute, Jazz, a reminder that we saw 3 generations on parade today. Prince of Wales and Prince George in terms of following on as monarch.
The whole idea is fascinating, isn't it? The way this tradition goes on, it's gone on for hundreds of years. But now we do see 3 generations, the King and the Queen in their mid-70s. Then the younger generation, wonderful to have both the Prince of Wales and the Princess of Wales here. And then the next generation, the next King George and his clearly frisky brother and sister. It is extraordinary. And also, because of the presence of the Duke of Gloucester and the Duke of Kent, a reminder that this goes back. They are there. They're Royal Highnesses. People sometimes say, why are they the Duke of Kent? Why are they the Duke of Gloucester? They are the grandchildren of King George V. And that's why they are Royal Highnesses. It goes to that generation and then it stops. You don't get an HRH after that. The Duke of Gloucester is the youngest of the 9 grandchildren of George V.
His Majesty the King departs the parade, heads inside Buckingham Palace, ready for the balcony appearance and further tributes from the armed forces to mark his official birthday. We've got the RAF fly past and the annual birthday gun salute from the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery, who a short while ago rode into Green Park to begin their preparations for firing. For me, this is a real perk, getting to visit.
Okay, so this has been amazing. Let me lower a bit the sound here. It has been amazing today, sharing with you Troop in the Color. Expecting the royal family in the balcony anytime soon. Your commentary has been great. Your interactions, all your love for the royal family, all the love for these traditions and culture, no matter where you are in the world, is what unites us. And this has been perhaps the best broadcast we've had right here. And I absolutely love that there are more than 7,500, more than 7,500 royal rogues right now. Want to support my channel? All your super chats and super stickers have been just awesome. Thank you for that. But remember to subscribe, because we want to get to 200,000 rogues on this channel. Today I will be making a summary. Later today I will be making a summary of everything that happened today and all my impressions. Like a 15-minute video or less, because for copyright reasons I most probably will have to just unpublish the live stream as soon as it ends. That's one of the expecting here. We have this live video. It's one of the conditions we have for this live stream. Okay, so my channel doesn't get into any trouble. But regardless, this has been just awesome watching this with you, and well, everything. Have no words. You see, the BBC has some interviews right now. Royal Family Channel has a shot of the balcony right there. So let's leave it at the balcony. I think it's great. It's another great thing that I'm recording all this at the same time, so that way it will be much easier to just make an edit of everything for tonight. Let's see your comments. So many super chats. Thank you for them. There's so many great comments also, helping me make sense of everything. I have to say the BBC commentary is nice. Maybe after a couple more years I will be at that level. Let's see what's the sound here. We have some shots. What happened? What's no? Stay at the balcony. Stay at the balcony. Just stay at the balcony. just reading your comments. I see your super chats. Thank you so much for putting together a fantastic live stream. Yes, I mean, this has worked out just perfectly. Everything has been just amazing. I've been really, I have to say, I have been really lucky because sometimes tech doesn't help. I couldn't watch from the beginning, so I will surely watch the edit you will make, Jesus. I will make an edit to see all those moments that we went through today, and it will be much better, so my channel doesn't get in any copyright trouble with this. Oh, we have more than 5,000 likes as well. You can also hit the like button. That would be great. See the
and the famous sight of the Met Police doing a fantastic job marshalling. Everyone's keen to secure a spot for a sight of the famous balcony appearance of the King and the Queen and the Prince of Wales, the Princess of Wales, their children. And that she does, it is all about teamwork, isn't it? The royal family, I mean, now maybe more than ever.
Definitely, I think more than ever. I mean, what is fascinating is to see the King and the Queen together. When they emerge onto the balcony, the Queen will take a particular pride in that balcony because Queen Camilla's great-great-great-grandfather, who was a builder, Thomas Cubitt, he actually designed and built the east front of Buckingham Palace, including the balcony that has become the iconic balcony. So she feels family pride there, but they are very much a team, the King and the Queen, and it's fascinating to see them together because they are mutually supportive. They are, all of them, all the royal family, involved in so many different charities. I mean, literally, between them, hundreds of different causes and charities that they work for. The Queen, on a day like today, she comes from an army family. Her father, Major Bruce Shand, was a serving officer. She made her first balcony appearance back in 2005. And this year, of course, she has been very much on hand, deputising for the King at the Commonwealth Service, the Royal Maundy, Worcester Cathedral. And they each member of the royal family have their own particular fields of endeavour and interest. We were looking, weren't we, at the new Duke of Edinburgh.
Still a bit of rain. Still a bit of rain. Let's see. Waiting for everyone to arrive. It's gonna be like 15 minutes, I guess. I think the flight pass is at 1:15. About in half an hour.
By her example, since all of them were small. So this is part and parcel of what they do.
And as the crowds continue to flood down the Mall, let's join Radzi.
Well, fresh from the parade is Piper Thomas Walsh. Thomas.
We're gonna see the. I'm not gonna put the interviews. We're gonna talk a bit more. But it's I was finding it interesting, the royal salute that is 41 shots, right? We could say there's shots. There's 41 shots. There is 21 shots. Is the actual royal salute for dignitaries, and in this case, well, the birthday of the king, the monarch. But since it is made on royal grounds, it's going to be done at the Green Garden, then you have to add 20 more shots. So you have 21 more plus 20. That's why it's 41 shots. The actual royal salute in Perpendicular. Read some of your super chats. It has been always a pleasure for me to create this space. You know that sometimes it's not up.
Every outcome, whether it be here or horse.
It's not about the commentary. I try to do the best commentary I can on my limited knowledge of what's going on, but I think the most beautiful thing is being all together here. We feel that energy. We feel that we are watching it together. The chat has been amazing, has been 99% good vibes. Thanks to my lovely mods who have stopped everything negative, everything out of the ordinary. Has been great. Has been great today. Thank you. And is this kind of experience of traditions and culture and understand where they come from, and understand that this is this wonderful display. Noise. I don't know, some noise in this. Okay, much better. Where does that come from? How that tradition has evolved over time. For example, I think the flight past, the first year of the flight past was in 1913. I don't remember. First year. Okay, we have another take of the balcony again. Yeah, the first flight past at Perpendicular occurred in 1913. Can totally feel the energy. Yes, that's the idea. That's what we need. The love, the chat, the interaction, everything. It's interesting this. The flags. Again, it's much easier when the chat is so lively and you help me enjoy even more thoroughly this, well, magnificent event. Let's see if there's a balcony in there. The guns. Here comes the guns.
Commanding officer Major John Bailiff will shortly give the order to fire.
Number 2!
And you see on the left the Regimental Sergeant Major Peter Pagan Skelly is piercing a piece of leather to keep track of the number of rounds. Here's a quiz question for you, Giles. Do you know why it's a 41-gun salute?
I'm so glad you asked me that. I'm so glad you asked me that, because I've never known the difference between a 21-gun salute and a 41-gun salute. Explain.
21-gun salute is the Royal Gun Salute, so that's for the King, and it has historic origins at sea, because when a ship entered port, they discharged their guns to show the coast intact. The exchange was 21 guns, and then it's adding 20 because it's taking place in a war. As the salute continues in
Someone is at right behind the doors of the balcony. Trying to make sense of all this. I'm about to go crazy, but everything is fine. I got 2 nice shots. I think this one is better. It's a bit slanted, but one will be okay. Yeah, the clouds have cleared on time, but this is just first we have had a bit of clouds, then we had heavier clouds, then we have sun for a few minutes, then we have pouring rain, and then we have a clear sky. You tell me. Okay, 3 minutes to the balcony, says the BBC. With my balcony shot ready. Here they come. Opening. Okay, the royal family. I wonder why the BBC is so lagging behind, but it's great. Great picture, great picture. It's just amazing. I have no words for this. You know. Okay, I was fixing the signal from the BBC that it's crystal clear, very good image, very good quality, and that's why I wanted to shoot that one. Let's see if I can. I want that image of George as well. Noise. Right. Magnificent. Just magnificent. Okay, let's organize. Let's see. Let's see that my headshot and chat. Trusty headshot and chat here. My roguies, let's try to process what we have just seen today. Let's try to process what we have just seen today. I can take this away. Don't need to monitor any. I can pause here maybe, and I can pause here as well. And yes, drop in the color, highlights, whatever. I will have my own highlights, BBC, and will be better than yours and shorter as well, and more efficient. This has been just amazing. Oh my god, I need to fix my tie. Yeah, coronation tie. That was just awesome. That went really much better than I anything that I could have imagined. So special. Let me log. Try to have a nice feedback of everything so we can chat a little. It was 3 hours and it was like went so fast. It just went so fast. For me, interacting with you, it was like nothing. I guess, of course, as usual, I've got more experience. I know how to operate this kind of things much better. And the sound, the takes, it just went amazing. Every single one of you that sent super chats, I'm about to read all the remaining super chats. If I missed your super chat, I really apologize, but all of you have been amazingly supportive in a way that you cannot imagine. All of you have subscribed. We are less than 5,000 roguies away to reaching 200,000 roguies for the second anniversary, 2 years of the Royal Rogue on June 25. Our very first live stream. What's the idea behind the Royal Rogue? Me just doing a live stream on a hotel room on the road because why not? And here we are doing this high-level production, and you have been just amazing this 2 years, and I cannot be more thankful for you. You have been just amazing. What we witnessed today, apart from the classic UK weather, it was an amazing event, an amazing display of pageantry, the pomp and circumstance, amazing troop in the color. I'm learning more and more about this beautiful culture and tradition, and my job and my push, my will is to keep bringing you not only the best entertainment, the best space to all share here together, the best community of Royal Roguies, but also the best everything. like the whole package. And little by little, you are the ones, rogues, my rogues, who inspired me to do this. Today, you will have a summary, a 15-minute summary of Troop in the Color. I'm going to analyze everything, and I mean everything, you know. And it will be in around, let me see, like 6 or 7 hours from the end of this live stream. This live stream, as you know, the moment this live stream ends, it is not going to be available on YouTube, because instantly the copyright masters are all, they're gonna detect that use sound from two sources, from the images and video from the BBC and whatever. So that's why I don't want it to end just yet. Let me read your super chats. You have been just amazing. Have been still 5,000 Royal Rogues listening to me ranting right now. Marie Antoine, thank you for your super sticker. Jane French, you have sent so much and supported me so much. Thank you, Jen. I want you to know how great you are. No, you are great. You are great. Thank you. Nicole Hottendorf, super sticker. Thank you. Farida Yang, super chat. Thank you, Farida, for that. Student 64 super sticker. Thank you. MRF by Hilmer, thank you for that super sticker of a dizzy face. All right. Sonia Patterson, thank you so much for this live. What will you do with your artwork? Princess Catherine would look great on a coffee mug. I have to finish it. I have to finish my artwork, my illustration of Catherine. Thank you for reminding me that. I have that, but I've been so, well, like trying to deal with the battle language guy with the Royal Rogues, so many things happen at the same time. Helen B, thank you. Mr. Rogue and Mods, thank you for amazing coverage from Jazz. Swam code CODM, is that Call of Duty? Is that Call of Duty? Super chat, thank you. Always a pleasure to share time. Thank you for that. Marjorie, out in the Will Wax, Jerry Fitzgerald, SFC 111. Sina, thank you for being a great mod. Bambi of Pentacles as well. Daria Arabian Bard Project 17. My Rambling Rose, Monica Albi, Rose Claire, Karim Ortiz, Josia Wadam, TZ, Andrea Grace, Didi Thomas, Matt I, D. Corey Mac, Project 17 again. Crows Blue, Selena Hopkins, Leslie McDonald, Fiona L. Chance, KT Rainbow, Mike123, Lillian Rose, Michelle R. Provitola, Yorkshire Teacup, Tiffany Satorian, Jane French again, Theresa Ryan, Catherine Seymour. Catherine, I hope that you heal completely. That is my wish. Yorkshire Teacup again, Theresa Ryan, Jane French, Heather whatever, Elaine Vaccaro, Lula's mom, thank you, Lula's mom, D Tulip 1, Althea Palmer, Nicole B, Alpha and Omega, Vanessa, Mama Rage, Anil, Andrea, Slider Puff, Niner, Karim Ortiz, Sharon Woodyard, M. Martin, Madeline Lisa, Music Hour. Lizzie, thank you, Lizzie, for being another of our mods today. Lillian Rose, Colleen Kenny, Catherine Rourke, Melody Rose Parker, Sandra Sandon, VHA Maduro, Tanya Fraser, Charlotte Fassi, Karim Ortiz again, Evelyn, and a couple that enter right now. Oh my God, you don't want me to leave, right? Becca Stephanie Tornquist, thank you. Ray Riley, Helene B, and Vera Slow watching from Spain. All over the world, we have rogues all over the world, and we reach almost 10,000 chats chat lines. It was just amazing. It was just, well, just awesome. Like, this is going to be, this is setting the bar really high. We set the bar really high. We did it, and it's going to be even more awesome the next time. 6 or 7 hours. Wait for that summary, my summary and my analysis of Trooping the Color 2024. What am I forgetting right now? I think that's it. I think I'm not forgetting anything else. My Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. And until we meet on another video, or another live, or another Trooping the Color, remember the most important words: much love and bliss. Take care. I love every single one of you. Bye-bye.